Okay, tigerpaul. I'm tempted to just play quietly D3 and knight D2. Right, so I was having a chat last night in the cafe about quiet openings and how they could be good against players that are more tactical than positional. But here, I mean, there might be a clear plan later of D5 control if I can get away with it. So H3, like knight F1 to E3 to D5 in this sort of quiet setup does offer some positional opportunities like that. Well, there's knight H4 to F5. Or knight E3 and then knight H4 to F5. Okay, so this is changing the picture. Tricky. I don't want to be exposed on D3, so I'd rather play this, I think. And if G5 I'd so be I'll play knight back, or knight F5 even. Okay, so bishop E3 here. Not minding the exchange of queens. So you might wonder, is there method in this quiet madness? I'm hoping there is. D5, hopefully in F5. Key squares from this system to try and grab. It's like knight D5 here almost works. Not quite. Let's go over here, maybe to put more pressure on E5 later. Let's F4 now. F4 to play F5. There's bishop B3 though, so this pawn's going to be weak. About knight C2 to A3 to B5, that's another idea, but then bishop B3 again. Bishop F1. I might just rook D1 here. Just rook D1. Just get a pair of rooks off. Okay. Try and improve the pieces now. So like bishop F1, bishop F3. I think maybe bishop F3. Oh, it's just really passive. What about F4? There's always bishop B3, so am I actually just worse here? Unfortunately, I thought maybe I would get something from this quiet approach, but bishop B3 looks really annoying. Okay, so rook E1, there's rook D2. Rook D1, rook B2. So bishop B3 is a major threat. Let's do something. I'll play this. Rook D2, I think. If I get that far with rook D1, rook B1, or just wait for knight D5. I think knight D5 is a possibility. I'll protect this and then rook D1, knight D5. Maybe that's a way of actively playing the position. Just to sack the B2 pawn to get knight D5 in. So that might not be too bad actually if I did get knight B5 in, but there's always bishop B3's here. So maybe this quiet hasn't really worked out. This quiet opening hasn't worked out at all. Oh dear, just losing lots of material. And cling on to A4. I'll play rook B3 here, get B7 maybe. That would be promising. Okay, it's going to be B7. I've got some activity. at last. So big knight on d5 is, as I mentioned, would be good before. So immediately threatening knight c7 as well. This knight's not too good. This bishop could be good on the diagonal potentially. Bishop f1, rook a1, king g2 maybe, get bishop c4. Is he going to play a check? He's going to stop. Bishop f1 would still be possible. Prove this bishop and get this knight to e3 maybe. Unpin for a moment. Okay. He's on my rook and he's on e4. I'll take on c7 though. Alright, so here, bishop d3, I'll be on g6 or f7, so bishop d3 looks good. Some tactical stuff going on now. This knight actually might be justified on h4, believe it or not. Bishop g6 is. Knight f3 here, doesn't that just... Why do people want to give me their knights today on e4? What, doesn't that just win the knight on e4? Strange. There's a bit of pressure anyway. Look at the pieces now, they're all pretty good. Pawn down, but strange, isn't it, what happened after winning that pawn? Counterplay. I think rook b1 was a good sign with rook b7. Always nice to have a rook on the 7th. Okay. There's no f5 here. So it looks like a disaster for him. There's knight e3 is on c6 now, as well as the rook. Aha, there is that. So I play knight c4. There's bishop d5 with rook e6. If rook f6, maybe there's knight e5. There's rook c6 here. Is that I'm going to be able to coordinate, or can I just play just rook c8? I should be able to coordinate 3 pieces against the rook. I don't like losing the rook though, it's easy to play with a rook, but let's do it. So 3 pieces against rook should be enough. Just for blitz, I mean, it might be tricky. On the other hand, I don't know, c4, rook c7, if the rook's not given too many roads, get the king in. Get the king to e3. Just play f4 here. It was knight e6, winning the rook straight away. Not much of a fight. Okay, so that's not how to play a quiet opening. If you want to try an experiment playing a quiet opening, this wasn't that hot. a4's a bit of a liability here. So d5, maybe that's good. He's fine here. d5, black's fine. Nicely centralised pieces. Nice pieces. Getting the queens off, kind of. I don't know. This is always a problem. Bishop b3. So I got lucky here. Somehow, after this move, rook b1 seems, I think, giving me a little bit of play. Got my dream knight to d5, which I was aiming for straight from the opening. There was this IM in a quick play that just played like this, and it just seemed to me one of the points of this opening is to try and get a knight to d5 later. Yeah, so this is an interesting thing about bishop g6. So the rook on the 7th was already dangerous, so bishop g6 using the knight on h4 to protect her. So prompting a major blunder. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.